What is up, cinephiles, and welcome back to Screen Kings. For today's movie review, let's talk about the fantasy romance film 3,000 Years of Longing, directed by George Miller. This is based on the book The Djinn in the Nightingale's Eye by A.S. Byatt, and in it we have Tilda Swinton playing Dr. Alitea, a scholar/narratologist who accidentally unleashes a djinn played by Idris Elba from an ancient bottle. Now, you know what happens next. He grants her 3 wishes in exchange of his freedom. However, Dr. Alitea, already being content with her life and knowing all the precautionary tales that comes with wishing and genies, she doubts him. So the djinn pleads his case by telling her his fantastical stories of his past. This is director George Miller's comeback film, his last scene directing Mad Max Fury Road back in 2015. And right off the bat, I'm gonna say that this is a fantastic comeback for him. This is very different from his previous work. It has a dreamlike, almost alluring quality into it. These are a compilation of stories within a bigger story, and of course, you can rely on his ambitious filmmaking to transport us into this world, also with the help of the spectacular production design and the cinematography. Needless to say, this movie is best experienced in the cinema. I was truly immersed with the epicness of the tale and how intimate it became throughout the film. I got to appreciate the imaginative and the ornate visuals that this movie brings. So, in a technical level, this movie is worthy seeing alone. And yeah, these are different tales all occurring on the Byzantine era. What's common for these fantasy reimaginations, they always borrow characters from Bible and from the history. So we get to encounter here King Solomon, Queen Sheba, the Ottoman Empire, a lot of stuff. I think there are like 4 stories in here. So I'm not gonna outline, or I'm not gonna discuss each and every one. But I think the biggest con when it comes to this kind of format is you don't really feel attached or invested to the supporting characters because they don't have much agency. Basically, all of their actions, all of their thoughts were just narrated here by the djinn. I'm not sure if there's any other way to present this film. Maybe they could have done an ensemble piece here, just like what they did in Cloud Atlas, then tell the different stories from different points of time. But I think that might have disrupted the tone of the film, because the most interesting aspect here is the core relationship between the djinn and Dr. Alitea. And honestly, I get what this movie is trying to point out. It's all about the power of storytelling. You know, ever since the beginning of the time, these stories, these legends have been passed on by humans. So we can learn some of the moral lessons so that we can be moved emotionally, whether it's by fear or love. So we can have thought-provoking discussions, so we can expand our minds, basically eliminate all the differences, because there is a universal element when it comes to these stories. And that is the whole point of the movie, to understand things, cultures, to live each other's experiences, even if it's just a story. And this is very much true for the character of Dr. Alitea here, because she's a fascinating human who understands emotions through narratives. And so throughout the film, she makes a surprising decision of what her wishes will be. Dr. Alitea here is on a quest to find what makes the human experience true stories. And as abstract it might sound, I find myself being drawn to this character because she is really content with her life despite having a harem backstory, and she is just a creature of reason. You can tell that this is a no-nonsense character, but with a tender heart inside. And she complements well the djinn, played by Idris Elba. He is a hopeless romantic immortal. He's also on his quest to freedom and happiness. So these 2 characters, both of the actors give compelling performances. Both of them are solitary creatures, and they find solace in each other, which makes this wonderful. Now, I am familiar with the story, and I'm expecting more of a sexual tension when it comes to the chemistry between these 2 leads. But what this movie leans on is more on the intellectual side, I would say. And I guess I'm okay with that, because the magic of their conversations, their intellectual banters, is what really fires up this film for me. How I wish that the movie focused more on their conversations rather than giving more screen time to the individual tales. I would also say this movie is not for everyone despite the parable approach and the fantastical elements. It's not necessarily for kids. This one is more geared for adults. So emotional impact might vary, the themes and the meaning behind might be more nuanced. Actually, throughout the film, reality and fiction starts to blur, that there are dropping some hints to tell about the psyche of Dr. Alitea, on how her imagination blends with intellect throughout the film. And it's only until I got home and I got to research some ending explain videos that I fully understood what the meaning of the Easter eggs in this film. And I think that for me in itself enriched my viewing experience, because I love how the movie deals with these things with subtlety, and I just find myself being emotionally affected than I expected. So overall, 3,000 Years of Longing is a compelling collection of tales, mostly taking place on the Byzantine era and wrapped on a poignant love story on a modern day context. And it itself, it's very intriguing and fascinating in its format. It teaches us, themes about empathy and learning more about the human condition. There are certain fantastical elements here that took flight. I find myself wonderstruck. So I'm gonna give this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I feel like this also works as an intellectual experiment with all the philosophical banters being thrown around. But yeah, this one definitely stayed with me after the credits rolled. So yeah, let me know what you guys think about this film. Have you seen it? Drop them on the comment sections down below. Also, if you enjoyed watching this video, hit that like and subscribe if you haven't yet for weekly content. Thank you so much guys for watching. Until then, I'll see you all on the next one.